Hello and welcome. I am Joe Crazy, and I got no special bit today. This is a proud moment for HeroScapers everywhere. We're back again on another week of Age of Annihilation updates, and they finally are showing us something that is not a new faction or new characters. We got terrain, baby! Day 34. The world of Valhalla is both beautiful and terrible to behold. Whether we speak of the sprawling forests of Bleakwood, the murking depths of Durgish Swamp, the impenetrable and vile Takala jungle, or even under the ancient trees of the Forgotten Forest. Where the Kyrie dare not tread, the forests, groves, jungles, and swamps of Valhalla have seen their share of war. Armies hide their advancement under vast canopies of green warriors, ambush their wary adversaries from the cover of thick foliage, and the defeated hide in the natural camouflage to plot their violent revenge. Before the war, they represented the pinnacle of beauty of Valhalla, the lush riches of the perfect world. Today, they have become the implements of war. We got plants, baby. We got terrain. We got line of sight blockers. We got whatever the hell this is. It's supposed to be really big. Then again, the spider from yesterday was way bigger than what they had this human Kyrie. So I'm not exactly sure how they're doing with sizes here. I also don't see the point of something. I have a hard time looking at some of this stuff and thinking, unless it has a specific purpose, like, example, whatever this walking berry thing is, or even this design for the berry, I assume that not every single one of these will be something that we can put on the battlefield. Okay, I'm gonna assume that we're gonna get one or two types of trees, one or two types of these type of plant things, as well as, you know, these one or two berries. It's not gonna be like that's a plant, that's a plant, that's a plant. But anyway, I assume whatever this type of berry thing is, because the PNG file or the JPEG file says I wouldn't eat those berries if I were you. So I'm going to assume that they do give off some kind of poisonous effect, which I would love. I'd love to build a battlefield and have other hazards that isn't just the magma, the lava field, opposed to the molten lava, right? Something that if you take a risk to go to, for example, with the lava field, you can get up on height. A lot of the competitive maps use the lava field to get on height, but of course, if you stay there too long, at the end of the round, you can get hurt. So it's a risk. So I would assume with this kind of stuff, it has an area effect of maybe probably just one space. So if you go adjacent to it, you might get poisoned. So, you know, it's not a line of sight blocker. It kind of deters you from going to a certain portion of the map. Maybe you might put a glyph next to it. I think that'd be great. You put Wannick right next to one of these berry bushes, or maybe a dozen of these berry bushes, so that you can go on Wannick for maybe one or two turns, and then you're like, oh, I gotta get rid of it, go away from this berry because it's gonna kill me before maybe Wannick does. A lot of these don't look like line of sight blockers, which is something that when I look at terrain pieces, is that's what I like. For example, the jungle trees, they mentioned the Takala jungles, and you know, they're not huge line of sight blockers. I just recently got some 3D printed ones on Etsy, and I thought, you know, they're not too different from the originals. Okay, they're pretty one-to-one scale, but they're not really line of sight blockers. They're just bushes with tree trunks, essentially. And so they have the same effect. You stand adjacent to it, you get a defense bonus from ranged attacks. That's great. I think that's fine. You know, you could still have this variation of when you're playing against them that maybe a smaller figure might be hard to see or something like that. But they don't really block line of sight. So a lot of this stuff I don't really see as a line of sight blocker. But I still love the different designs of trees. It's not just the evergreen trees that we all almost likely have from the road set. And it's refreshing. This is really refreshing to see the different patterns. Day 35, war is the science of destruction. The Kyrie people are proud and noble society, and in those long forgotten times of peace, they were capable of great works of architecture and craftsmanship, with the spires raising as high into the clouds as their wings could carry them. As the war spread across Valhalla, devastation reigned supreme, and the arts of war and siegecraft were all that mattered anymore to those some engineers and architects. Now monuments to the carnage and markers of their loss for their loss. The world of Valhalla is littered with a long and mysterious history now crumbling under the strain, and mysterious history now crumbling under the strain of ceaseless battle. Now monuments to the carnage and markers for their loss. The world of Valhalla is littered with a long and mysterious history now crumbling under the strain of ceaseless battle. A sorrowful testament to some, ideal fortifications to others. This is what I'm more excited about. I enjoy this because, like I said, I love line of sight blockers. I love to make the map more of a maze where can I get? I mean, I like making it more difficult for ranged units, because I think majority of maps, when it comes to playing with a ranged unit, there's nothing there. I get, for example, I play a lot of Morrow, so unless I'm not playing Stingers, I like playing Morrow drones, and so playing as melee units on the battlefield, I get to put maybe 1 or 2 behind an evergreen tree, or maybe put 1 or 2 against a ruin or a castle wall, and that's it. I can't really fortify them into any other location or try to kind of like move them from here to here. You know, if there's two different ruins, I can't move one from back here and move it up to here, and then keep going until I can get to my ranged unit, or the ranged unit doesn't come into conflict with becoming in a very close quarters scenario. So that's something I try to push into the future of a lot of my map making. So a lot of this stuff, because there's so much variation with the type of ruins, as well as what we have is modular overgrowth pieces. Oh, that's sick. So this is a really cool design right here. I love this. So I want to pray that we can walk through this. And I know here it shows off that you have the one pillar that's straight, so I assume that you might come with 1 or 2 of these, maybe the broken one or 1 of each, so they can put them into those different slots, so you can mix and match. So if you wanted a ruin, an actual ruin, you can put 2 of these, but if you wanted to make it a pristine looking building, you can put 2 of the nice pillars, or you can put the 2 pillars together and put them at these with these ruins with apparently platforms for the trees you could step on. Awesome. So that's the same design here that you can mix with this, and same with that. So, and then you can get it together, the whole thing together like a big old ruin. So customize your ruins. So I hope this is probably the final design, and then this was other alternate designs that they had, which to me this is giving off big Bioshock 1 vibes. I can't really tell what that is. Can't tell what that is. You got your pretty logo in front of the cool designs, guys. I don't know if you guys realize that, but you guys kind of you couldn't make that just smaller and put it like, you know, in the corner more, where I am, in the corner. Just put it in the corner. So then we got some more, not sure how that's going to connect at all. I know one of my theories is that with this type of concept art, maybe it might be a singular pillar that a bigger unit can just hit into, and it breaks. So, for example, like the Marvel wall, the Marvel ruin, you can, if you damage it enough, it will break open, become a doorway, and so now that line of sight blocker becomes a way for units to travel as well as see through. So if you have these type of pillars that have similar connections, if you connect them, one port is a ruin, the other port is good, and you can break it in half and you just make it fall over. Maybe there's a gameplay mechanic where taller characters can now see over it. For example, Captain Zed Nesbit is in his airship, and he can be crawling through, shoot it down, and then now he can see over the ruin. It's an idea, and I think that would be great. Baseball caps in Valhalla, confirmed. Intergalactic Patrick over here, it says, as promised, I snuck into Chris's office and grabbed this pick. No other contest, just test proofs. Test proofs meaning that they are not going to come in gray. They're going to be coming in other colors. Maybe, this is the Widow, by the way. If we look in this picture here, this is supposed to be the Widow. And of course, this is the Lich Lord from the Ironclad Collective. And, woo! Alrighty, let's go. I love this. I love this. Oh, yeah. I love it. Big old thick legs. Look at those legs. You gonna get crushed. That is humongous. Humongous. I hope all of the collective is this big. I really do. They look enormous. So soak it in, ladies and gentlemen. Soak it in. This is one of our first looks of actual figures. Actual figures, miniatures, people. Not concept art. I mean, it's test proofs, but actual miniatures. Yes, they are 3D printed, but oh boy. If you had any disapproval of this, oh man, this is just too cool. Look, it's not as detailed as the concept art because it's concept art, but it still has quite amount of detail there, as well as just enough to maybe paint around and design, and I can see everything. I can see everything in this design, and I don't think it's just the gray doing it for us, because they have the different connections and different bits and pieces, even on the Widow here with all her grenades and pockets and stuff. You know, how the light shines on the miniatures, you get to see pretty much everything here. So, you know, yeah, you can paint them and it's gonna look great, it's gonna look fantastic, but it's not necessary to truly get the you know, amazing experience that you get while playing HeroScape. Day 36. I thought the ruins were supposed to be here. It doesn't, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're at something that's even just as special as what I'm looking forward to sharing with you. So, day 36, scalpers, no scalping. Come on, everyone. You know what you're looking at here. To be fair, how could we not do this? We got Takala Jungle. It's just coming back. It's just straight up. This is like the biggest confirmation for anyone here that was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like new Scape. This is old Scape right here. This is we're bringing something back that everybody wants. Something that is also completely new. We're getting brand new shapes for leaves. New shapes for leaves. We got the thin leaves. We got the thicker plant leaves. And then we got the cactus looking leaves. And even though this is more of a cactus looking leaf, but you know, this is the other type of leaf. We got leaf madness. Leaf madness, everybody. We got bark. Yeah, you don't have to go out there anymore and pay like 200, 300, 400 bucks for plastic trees. But then again, like I said, I did recently get some 3D printed ones from Etsy that I think are really great, and I will do a review on them very shortly, as soon as I can get through all of my update videos and all of the Age of Annihilation news, I will go make a review for those trees, so that if by chance you do like the older design of the trees and the old style type of bushes, this is an alternate for you. I believe it was $15 for one, but I will do a full review to let you know how worth it was. I think it was, you know, spoiler alert, but brand new tree right here. Brand new trees coming to you sometime in the future. Yes! Day 37. This is what I've been waiting for. I woke up and I saw this, and I was so excited. Let's go. There are no rules of architecture for a castle in the clouds. Alright, Chris, you're asking for the best TV commercial voice. Okay. Modular ruins and fortifications. Scale battlefields to previously unknown proportions. As the battle of all time spreads across Valhalla. Looking for that insane multi-layered defense siege to last all weekend on the dining room table? We got you. Frustrated those ranged attacks from halfway across the battlefield are picking off your melee forces before they can engage? We got you. Want to recreate the entire outer parameter of Idona Castle across the living room floor? We got you. Need an Einar's Golden Palace tournament setting? We got you. After all, it's not built 8 levels high. Can you really call it HeroScape? Oh my goodness gracious. All hail Einar. Ladies and gentlemen, we have castle walls. Not castle pillars, but walls. So, I don't believe we can stand on these. They look very thin, and I'm okay with that. I think it's fair to say that over time, that we need to grow and say that, yes, castle walls are a little overpowered when it comes to maybe tournament setting. And I'm not trying to focus all of my talk about tournament setting when it comes to terrain. It's just recently I went to Scape and there really isn't a use of this kind of stuff to stand on, because you get on this height and the melee units like, oh, you know, it's just, you can't, they can't get up there fast enough. You gotta go on the ladder, and then you got a Marrow Stinger up there going down, down, down. You know, just it's too much. You just can't. So it's just super cool to see these line of sight blockers come into play here with you know, something that, like I said, you're not standing on. You're just kind of hiding behind small, medium, large, big, you know, enormous, and biggin. So they have a design here where it's a singular pillar away from the wall. Oh, I wonder if the walls are in 3 sections. Like, you can have these tiny pillars, then this pillar, and then another pillar, because this is just another one of these, and another one. They're just right next to this. They have just straight up pillars here. This is a double wall. If anyone's familiar with Forge from Halo, in HeroScape, in Forge World, Halo Reach, when you're building, the walls are very similar. This reminds me of these, very much so, where they have single pillars, and then they have double walls, and then they'll have windows, which I'm representing as the doors here. There's double doors or double windows. So it essentially takes up 2 spaces opposed to just 1. So it's fascinating that they have the pillars connecting, and I wonder if the connection is in the center here and not at the base or even on the sides. So it's not like the castle walls themselves and they slide into the entire thing. It's just on top. Just so, you know, I know over time, when you have it, the whole thing connect and you break them apart, like none of the plastic, it's just a smaller piece to maybe fix, opposed to the entire shaft being ripped apart and destroyed. Because see these little notches, these bunker little notches here, maybe that's where you can put the wall. So it's kind of like, you know, the walls have these hook this way and the pillars have this hook here so they can connect like this. And you can use the pillar to go this way, like this way, and then come out this way, and then have another one come this way. You know, perpendicular to each other, horizontal, vertical. Yeah, this big notch, and it's built in as a pattern, but also it's probably how you connect them too. So but what I'm fascinated by this is that everything is by hex. So how do you make a square in a hex-based terrain? So, but concept, right? This is concept. So however they design these for hex, I think that'd be really awesome to see. Well done. I'm very focused on this stuff. I'm not freaking out as much because like I said, I've been dealing with this stuff for a while. I've been looking at this for a while, and I just want to see it. But I'm praying that we see physical things on October 1st. I'm praying. If we don't, I'm okay. If we see 3D models, that's fine. But that would be dope, and I'd be losing my shit. Now, this is a Friday post that is, like I said, very different. This week of updated stuff is very different. So, Chris, once again, is posting saying, I don't know, at everyone, these Valkyrie icons are looking fantastic. Keep an eye on the lettering down here. In these other posts that I will be showing you, this is a language concept that they're working on as well. So I think that's incredibly cool for them to come up with. I thought there was already, to be honest. I thought there was. I was like, oh wait, I think I've seen an alphabet for Valkyrie, or a Valhalla language of some sort. That might be on like hieroglyphics on the caves and the dungeons or whatever. I was like, wait, I swear I saw that. I'm like, maybe I'm thinking of like the Pokemon alphabet from like the movies. Maybe I'm thinking of the Bionicle alphabet too. Maybe I'm thinking of another game or something. But I swear I thought there was. But if there isn't, now they're working on one. Jandar's symbol looks fantastic. I love this. I don't know. Put Joe Crazy face in a hex and it's gonna look badass. So I love it. And the fact that we have getting a very detailed design as well. I hope we can get maybe merch in the future with these designs. Even the concept designs on a shirt. I love the color of this shirt too. So just, Avalon, Hasbro, guys, you guys have a high potential of merch for this game. So I really do hope that the community comes out on October 1st and watches the stream and shows their fullest support, so that you guys are like, oh my, we do have the next MCU on our hands. We gotta start pumping that merch. So Revna is in charge of the Craving Court, or the War Brood, or whatever, the Redacted, whatever they're gonna go with that one. But Revna is the Valkyrie general that summoned the bugs from last video. So this is the cause of my doom. So really, really awesome. Another design for whatever language that they're going to be doing. So I assume this is going to say, I'm assuming that this says Revna in whatever language this is. So that's really cool. I also love this design. I don't know why I keep zooming in way more than I need to. But I love that design. I love how it works into the hex. I love all these pointy... it reminds me of Joe Crazy, with the spiky hair. But we need bigger eyes here and a big old smile. Could someone please? I mean, I'll do it. I will do it. I'm kind of an artist myself. But if you are a better artist than me, because you probably are, make a Joe Crazy version of this. That would be awesome. Just saying. Just calling on action here. Vidar. Now, we already knew Vidar was coming back because of Q10 coming back, and he had a big old patch on his chest. So, but what is this? What are these arms supposed to be? I always saw this symbol and I thought, well, it wasn't always as detailed either. So it was always just like this, spikes. And I always thought as like, oh, this is the future type, faction. And this is very like alien-like, especially when it comes to all these little bubbles, very organic, more than like tech and future. It's very organic, but yet it still has this sharp design and smoothness to it that definitely gives. But I'm just so curious. I never really thought about what these Valkyrie generals look like before seeing these very detailed designs, and I'm generally really curious if we could ever get visualizations of the Jando we already have, but other Valkyrie generals. So Jandar is the only one that we know, and we all know that the generals, for the most part, are Kyrie, are they not? Is it possible? I mean, they're Valkyrie generals, but is it confirmed that they're all Kyrie? Could you just become a Valkyrie could anyone become a Valkyrie from drinking the well springs? All right, we're here at the cat corner, and we already saw the bushes. Let's see. Oh! All right, see, this is the thing with the spider from yesterday. Why are we posting other concept art that isn't in the news and updates? Why? I don't have time to sift through thousands of comments. Come on, please, just post it in the news and updates. I love this. I absolutely love these. One, I do like pastel art. I like this. I don't like, super detailed art all the time. And I love these abstract looking designs. And I think they're fantastic. Oh, I completely forgot that we got this week too. Hold the phone. Okay. Okay. See, this is not going to be in the thumbnail. I'll wait for something else to be in the thumbnail. I completely forgot this was in this week. So we got to talk about this. So other than getting the Lich Lord and the Widow, we got the Hellforge Madukar? I don't know. Yes. Orange, baby. Orange. Oh my god. Just get in there. Just get in there. 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 Crawl in there. Get in there. That's where you belong. Right in there. Okay? That's where you go. Rapid fire question time. Myth says, Patrick, can you answer anything about how the HasLab will run? Personally, I've never been a part of one, so I have a little idea of what to expect and several questions. I have funded Kickstarters, though, so I have that as a reference point. Sure, ask away, and I will answer what I can. Okay, Myth. Will there be tiers? If so, can we change our tier level? Answer it is unlikely there will be tiers this time around. Myth. Similarly, are there any key differences in your opinion between this and a typical HasLab project? HasLab projects are one and done thing. While there is a ton of amazing things that are part of the HasLab for HeroScape, we are just using it as a chance to relaunch the game system we all love. Once Craig joined our team, one of the first things I asked, so how do you think we can get HeroScape to be a thing again? I played with my little brother back in the day, so you can imagine my excitement to meet and work with Craig. To clarify, Craig joined the team and didn't assemble it. Craig joined AH, he assembled the HeroScape team. Craig is a hell of a game designer. I met him when he was working on Risk Shadow Forces. Do HasLab campaigns generally operate like some Kickstarters where the items are only one available then and never again? Or will the offering on October 1st be available again at a later date? The HasLab will have elements to it that feel very Kickstarter, like the stretch goals and stuff. With those stretch goals, if they aren't met, is that it for them, or will they also act as a preview of future sets and content. Also, I assume those stretch goals will be optional add-ons, which could change the amount of your pledge. In that way, is there some modularity or variability in pledge amount, or is it all in tier, except to include the stretch goals at no extra cost? As the plan is now, the stretch goals would be at no extra cost and just based on how many sets people go for. Just like with the Kickstarter, the more people are into it, the more we can do because of economies of scale and all that jazz. By how many sets do you mean there are multiple options for sets and it's not just one big item? It's a big box. Clear some shelf space. Diggity Dingus. Love that name. We're Diggity Dingus, dude. What? That came out of nowhere. I was not prepared, but I am totally into it. Diggity Dingus. It really is such a big question with all these minifigures and terrain and these trees and castle pieces all go in one box. Could all that actually fit? I honestly don't know. An engineer/packaging team are working on it now, to be honest. Insert any more questions here, mostly from Myth. Okay, so Patrick continues saying, I say this before Chris cuts me off. One of the great things about crowdfunding is that we get to see reactions before we go to print. So nothing is final until the end. Anatar, up to this point, we've gotten a steady trickle of information about new stuff. What will happen to that after the crowdfund in the time leading up to the actual launch? Patrick, we will do our best to keep you updated. Okay, so a little tidbit on all of this information. I recently did a video. I put it up there in the corner there. Go check it out. I looked at the HeroQuest HasLab, their entire HasLab campaign, okay? So, and now, because the HeroQuest campaign did so well, they are making new expansions for it. And so that's awesome. We actually saw another one at Gen Con this past summer. So they are working on new stuff for HeroQuest. So as long as we give Avalon Hill the full support from our community and show how many of us are there and ready to play HeroScape again, they will make it happen. So right now, the biggest thing to take out of this is it's going to be one box, probably one price, and they're going to be adding way more to that box, to that giant master set. Okay, I don't know what you else call it, but it's a master set. Whatever they add to it, the stretch goal. So depending on how many backers we get, assumingly it's everyone within the community, regardless if you have stuff already or you don't, new and old, come together and put as much as you can into this project, we will get everything that we want. I'm going to keep saying every update now. Skywell, one of the ad, and saying, we've seen Ulars already. Yes, we have. Sonlin is flag bearing the Ular symbol, which is really cool. So Chris goes, have you? Because I thought we were still drawing his. Trying to be sneaky there. Chris says, not sure propaganda is Revna's style. She is a bit direct than that, although sometimes speaks in prolific riddles. Chill. How about Volarak? More quite the calculated type. So Volarak is, I believe, the Clockwork Combine. Irritable says, are all the exciting generals going to come back? Or is this one of them getting replaced by Revna? Chris goes, no one was replaced. There's 15 Valkyrie generals, assumingly because there are 15 Wellsprings. And this is from the original journals. So this is in the base lore of the game. So there's going to be 15 generals altogether. Are we going to see all of them this time around? I hope so. I hope so. But, you know, right now we're getting new ones. No one's getting replaced. Everyone's staying the same. Chris, I'm also trying to figure out why HeroScapers who have existing collections would think factions would only have a single allegiance. Darth Legolas says, because the concept was never defined. Coming back, what if I described Soulborgs or Gruts as factions? Would it help? And that was coming from Chris. Darth goes and says, though there were clearly different teams of Soulborgs, that's very specific. Chris goes back, why wouldn't there be different teams of Dryans? Okay. Knowing what I know now, because I make these in the future and not the past, I know some things, okay, because of updates that I haven't covered yet. That is an interesting line. I'm going to remember that. I hope I don't forget. Chris continues saying, still a lot of consensual stuff going on. Revna enjoys the color orange. So Revna is not just the bugs, but also the Ironclad Collective, because we just saw the Hellforge Manticore as orange. Nice! One of the reasons we didn't announce the HeroQuest app until after the HasLab campaign is because of the cost of making and maintaining one. We love the idea, and we'll look into it based on how well the HasLab does. As I said before, just like a Kickstarter, the better it does, the more we can do. Why I keep... See, Patrick and I are on the same page when it comes to this. Just give them more money, and they will do it. I don't like saying it like that, because Hasbro doesn't need our money, but that is our way, or I should say, how about we give them our pledge? Give them our pledge to support this game so that we get what we want. As my interest in HeroScape has been awakened by the re-release, I would like to ask the Hive Mind if there has been any information about the material used for the new miniatures. Please excuse if this has already been discussed, but it really is a big point. Are they hard plastic? Will they come on sprues and need assembly like Warhammer models? Will they be softer, bendy plastic like ones in our new HeroQuest? Won't they share the same bases as the old game? Thank you for your time and effort. It really helps me out. Chris doing his best, saying yes, hard plastic. See the most recent HeroQuest and other Avalon titles for reference to the durometer of our plastics. Avalon Hill is strictly no sprues, no hobbyist assembly required. One of our primary pillars of design is accessibility. Which I love accessibility. I love that. We want gamers to be able to crack open a box and be able to play immediately. Third question was the softer plastics. Okay. Yes, but we have improved with our manufacturing since the initial HasLab release of HeroQuest. So you should see/feel an improvement. As with every new business, there is a learning period, and the entire extended Hasbro team has been hard at work improving in this particular area. Awesome. Last question was about the bases. They will not share the same bases as the original game, but will fit appropriately on the hexes, such as the usage of the peanut base. Okay, so that's a pretty huge confirmation. I'm a tad disappointed in that. I understand why. That means that they have to do extra assembly because there's a sticker on the base for the original, right? We all know that. So, and that sticker sometimes comes off, and sometimes we have to get replaced, and, you know, look, it's iconic. It's truly iconic. It's something that I love. I try to keep to the core. I bought more bases through High Ground. High Ground is actually selling very similar 3D printed bases, Peanut and the small little circles bases, the 28mm ones, with stickers, with very similar stickers. So if by chance you wanted to put your new AOA characters on those bases, you can. I don't know how difficult it will be and how of a pain in the ass, but if you want to be as creative as you like, you can go out to high ground and get those bases and replace them with stickers, which is something that I'm kind of considering, but I'm not sure. I gotta talk to Glenn and my friends and see what they think, and see if it's possible or a likelihood for that. So I will let you know if I decide to do that with some of them, just to give my feedback and the process for that. But that's in the very, very future. Myth. I mean, these guys, they keep going back, man. These guys are question maniacs. Myth. You discussed plastic on the Facebook, wondering if there's been any moves towards sustainability source stuff. Last I heard, it was a not yet, but hopefully in the future. I'm not exactly sure what he's talking about there, so maybe if someone could explain to me what that means, maybe Myth, could you explain to me what it means by sustainability sourced stuff? I don't know what that is. Hasbro has not transitioned to sustainable plastics across the company, and there is currently no specific timetable to do so. Unfortunately, I don't believe the technology or cost has caught up to the demand or desire. We have an entire team dedicated to sustainable sourcing and materials. We are not one of the world's most ethical companies for no reason. I think everyone is working on it. I'm just not sure it's ready for a mass rollout. Like I said, I don't have any information on what this means, so if someone could explain to me in the comments, I really would appreciate that. Cross-posting from Craig Van Ness on the Q&A thread, which is on, I believe, on the HeroScapers.com website. T-Max says, Craig Van Ness, will there be any changes to the genres in Age of Annihilation? For example, historical, fantasy, sci-fi, D&D, horror, among others. One of my favorite things about HeroScape is that it brought every genre to battle. Also, is there any chance that Marvel, maybe even DC, or other licensed properties could make a return to the game? Maybe we could see Marvel Wave 1 finally hit store shelves. Craig says, HeroScape will continue to be a mix of everything. If all goes well, we will keep all our options on the table, including licensed product. So, they can still do it. They're just not doing it right now. Like, just gotta be patient. I give them the support, and they will do it in the future. We just gotta show them that we want this stuff. I know they're asking questions. They're like, "Are you doing it? Are you doing it?" I'm like, no, they don't. They can't do it yet because they don't know if the world is ready for it. We gotta show them that the world is ready for a world of HeroScape. We need to make Earth Valhalla, okay? Sir Dendrick says, will the new cards have painted minis or will they be unpainted? Craig Van Ness, the new cards will have a color image of the figures. I think we knew that before, but if you did it before, now we know. Master Roshi, sup, bud? I actually have a real question now. Are there any plans to introduce new terrain shapes? Traditionally, all the maps we make are designed around the 24-7-3-2-1. These perhaps have an effect on the structure of the maps, and they have been predominantly all we have used since the beginning of the game. We did not get some new combinations like the bridge piece in the Forgotten Forests and the two larger road pieces in the castle set, but because most players have so few of them, and they are only a single terrain type, their inclusion had a small impact on the map design overall. As of October 1st, HasLab, there will be no new shapes. There will be new terrain pieces. So like the castle, like the trees, like the bushes, like the ruins, like the castle walls, that stuff is all the new stuff, which is awesome. But I understand his, thank you, Master Roshi. Thank you for bringing that up, because that's a really good question, and that's something I think they would probably look for in the future when this game gets supported really well. Okay? But I'm excited for that too. I think a 4 hex, a 5 hex, hexes maybe like at a corner, like it goes straight and then corner. The reason stuff like that would work better is for when you put these shapes, a three straight hex, okay, would be amazing. Maybe a 4 straight hex would be awesome. Just to make really interesting shapes when it comes to lifting these things off the ground. I'd love to make more cave-like structures and have characters go above and under. And it's you can do it with what we have, but I think these smaller pieces would make really good supports to move up a bit, to make a smoother looking arch with the terrain, to make a really cool cave or bridge, under bridge passageway. I would like other designs too, but in the future, we have to look towards the future now. We have this, you know what it is too? Everyone at Hasbro, Avalon Hill, you know what's crazy? That you sparked all of us with this information and you jolted the imagination, and all we could ever think about is all the stuff that you aren't giving us. You know, like it's like you guys, all you guys said was, oh, we're making Age of Annihilation, new HeroScape. Here's a bunch of, look at the guys, look at the new factions, look at the new characters, and we go, but are you doing new hex types? Are you giving us Marvel? Are you giving us like everything that we like? You guys are giving us what we want. Don't get me wrong. You guys are giving us what we want. But all we keep thinking about is all the stuff that you aren't giving us. And I think it's hilarious. I think it's so charming that we are just literally not physically showing it, but we're literally just like, oh yeah, just yes, you know, like oh, I want the new hexes, I want this. Oh, can you bring us this historical characters? Oh, give me this. Oh, give me that. Give me this. It's like, but don't you like the Hellforged Manticore? Oh yeah, we love that. But can you get us this instead? Like, you can't please everybody, but at the same time, you are technically pleasing everyone at the same time. Like I said, I've never experienced something like this before in my life. I've never had this excitement over a game where it's been this exciting for me. Like I've gone through a bunch of E3s, which is the like video game conventions, like Gen Con, but like for video games, but Gen Con's board games. Anyway, and I've watched trailers for new Halo games and new Gears of Wars, and I was like, dude, that's awesome. And then next day go, cool. You know, or go to or experience you know, Comic-Con trailers for the new Marvel movie, and I go, dude, that's amazing, and then continue my job for the day. But literally, as soon as you guys announce this, my entire brain is like, what can we do? What can we do with this, what's that, what's this, what's that, what's this, what do we do now, what do we do now? You know, and it's like, everything after that is just, mine is just all over the place. And all we keep thinking about is what's next. Not what's coming, but what's after that. So, you did more than what your job called to action, honestly. Okay, and then the last question here, and then we're done. Strack9 says, also, is there anything through to making large area flat hex surfaces? If there is, it would be nice to have them made flexible plastic or mouse pad material or some such. The Arena Planeswalker puzzle cardboard mats, but warped. I still have these. I still have and use my Lexon water hex mat that someone created some time ago. It would be nice to build a large shadow or lava base, or who knows what other kind of terrain you guys have planned. Craig goes, larger Lexion water mat. I like that idea. Just give them the ideas, you give them the support, and they will make it happen. The future of HeroScape is coming. Guys, gentlemen, ladies, gentlemen, October 1st is days away from this recording. And all we keep thinking about is what's gonna happen past it. I'm gonna express my last thought here. I'm excited, clearly. But I'm also extremely nervous. I am terrified. I see how many people speak up about their support for the game of HeroScape. And it feels like, in my brain, it feels like it's a handful of people. I see the support that myself and the other YouTubers that I know, like Sir HeroScape, currently holding one of the highest subscriber counts in this community. There's not many of us. Okay? I think right now he's sitting at about 2.6 thousand subscribers. It's an incredible number, don't get me wrong. But 2,000 people, to me, is not enough to bring this game back and give us all of that. If there is more than just 2,000, I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are. I don't know if they're on Reddit, if they're on Facebook, if they're on TikTok. I'm sure there's a bunch of young kids that would love to play this game, and I don't know where the parents are. I don't know where the HeroScape fan base is. I went to ScapeCon, and there was a good 60 of us, 65 people of us, all super passionate about this game, live and breathe HeroScape. But we do not have the crowds of, you know, this large community for it. And I know we're gonna grow as a family, but I don't know where they are now. And I'm praying, and I'm crossing my fingers and praying that this game, HeroQuest's HasLab campaign was set at $1 million. That's all they asked for. Their stretch goals went from that 1 million to 4 million. They made about $3.6 million for that campaign. And now we look at that a year or two later, and they are making new expansions for that game. I don't know how many HeroQuest fans are there. If someone could figure out or let me know from the HeroQuest community and maybe tell their story and say, hey, you know what, Joe? I understand your feeling. We were in the same boat. You know, there was a few hundred of us, and we were able to support the game. Don't worry, HeroScape is going to be in good hands. I just need some kind of like extra confirmation because I'm nervous because like all of you, we want this game to come back and be way more than anything else. But I don't know where you are. So I'm nervous because I want to see it succeed more than anything else in the world. Not just for my career as being a YouTuber, not just because I love the game, but because I think the game being a sandbox, it has so much potential to do way more than what any board game could ever do or impact. This game can bring board games like Battleship to the big screen. Big movie, TV shows, merch. This game will expand to all reaches of the planet and unite us all. And I truly believe that. Truly, I do. But because we're at this point where we're at the edge. We are at the edge of the cliff, knowing if we are gonna make it or not. Make it forward and push to that point. Are we gonna get there? I hope we do. So please let me know in the comments below what you guys believe and hope and think of all of this information that I talked to you today. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like. Please support the channel. Go please support the other YouTubers. Go type in HeroScape. There are new guys coming out of the woodwork every day trying to make content in their own visions like I did. Please go support them. I'm going to try to leave every single person I know so far in the comments below, in the description below. Go check them all out. And if you can as well, subscribe to this channel, support me in my efforts to bring you guys all sorts of types of HeroScape content, as well as a bunch of new stuff that I'm working on now as well. I'm very busy. I'm trying to keep very busy. I do want to make this my career, so your support is helpful. But I want, by chance, if AOA doesn't go the way we all hope it does, I'm not done here. I'm not going away. I have so much more planned to help this game come back. So, thank you again. That's enough for me today. You guys have enjoyed the rest of your evening, and I love you all. Don't forget, I am not crazy. I'm Joe Crazy. Peace.